In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 productivity hacks that have worked especially well for me. Watch this video. So before I get into it, I want to stress that the following tips are designed specifically with the creative in mind. It's important to make this distinction because the type of work that creatives and non-creatives do tends to be different. Creativity is the process of making something new and useful or valuable. So practices like writing, programming, generating ideas, solving problems, designing, illustrating, these are all creative processes. Bricklaying, data entry, and filing cabinets are not. So with that said, let's get right into it. Hack number 1, lower your expectations. And I swear I'm not trying to be like a metaphysical asshole here. Just hear me out. When you think of a productive day, what does that look like to you? Most people imagine 8 to 10 hours in which they're absolutely laser focused and just crushing it the entire time. But what if I told you that the average worker is only productive for about 3 hours a day? And the top 10% of performers, aka the highly productive people, only average about 6 hours of quality work a day before they've exhausted their mental reservoirs. Tip number 2, focus less on time spent working and more on achieving focus. There's a concept called deep work that was made famous by Cal Newport, who is a computer science professor and author of the book Digital Minimalism. Deep work is the ability to focus without distraction on a cognitively demanding task. It's a skill that allows you to quickly master complicated information and produce higher quality results in less time. And there's an equation for this, which I freaking love because I freaking love equations. The equation for deep work says the amount of work produced is a function of time spent times intensity of focus. And most people look at that and our first inclination is just to increase the number of hours that we're capable of working a day. But as we've learned from the previous point, everybody hits a limit, even the best of us. And that's, again, 6 hours a day. So what we should be doing instead is focusing on achieving intensity of focus. How do you do this? For one, remove distractions, actually be interested in what you're doing, and just start. Hack number 3, batch your time and plan your flows. Nothing kills creative flow more than having to get up to complete other tasks. Or if you're like me, just knowing that you have to get up can really ruin your ability to get into it. So what do? Chores, errands, meetings, these are all things that you can't really avoid altogether. But there is a way of scheduling them into your week such that you're still able to optimize your productivity in the long run. This is where the practice of time batching comes in. Batching is the act of grouping similar activities together so that you can complete them more efficiently while keeping the cognitive switching penalty to a minimum. The cognitive switching penalty refers to the cognitive price you pay to switch from one task to another. A practical example of batching for me looks like this. On Mondays, I film. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I work with my production assistant. On Fridays, I run errands, and everything else is reserved specifically for creative work, including weekends. Hack number 4, establish a daily meditation practice. I never for the life of me ever thought I would be that person to sit here and recommend meditation to you. For one, up until the time I actually started taking meditation seriously, I had maybe meditated like 5 minutes tops my entire life, essentially held at gunpoint by my therapist, and it was not pretty. But then this pandemic happened, and suddenly I was left with more time to myself than I knew what to do with. So I finally took the opportunity to give the whole meditation thing a shot. I use an app and I do it every day, and it's been over a month and I've meditated over 700 minutes. At first I started with 10 minutes and then 10 minutes each morning and each night. And very shortly afterward, I started to really notice the benefits. It's kind of wild to think that you can wind up doing more by doing less. But the biggest benefit that I noticed was this. Meditation has helped increase the level of awareness that I bring into everything I do throughout the day. When I'm more aware, I'm less reactive. When I'm less reactive, I get pulled into different directions less frequently. And when I'm less distracted, I have more time to invest in the aspects of life that I actually am interested in. Number 5, leverage habit cues. Many creatives work from home or for themselves, so they have the liberty of setting their own schedule. And this can be an awesome thing if you're self-disciplined and can stick to a schedule. But if you're like me, you'll still have days in which you feel a lack of motivation to get started. The problem with relying on that feeling of motivation to kickstart you into your work, of course, is the fact that motivation isn't always consistent, and it's not something that you can flip a switch on to get yourself into. So what I do instead is I use habit cues. A habit cue is anything perceptual that is specific and actionable that automatically triggers you into the habit that you want to cultivate. Whether or not we're conscious of it, every habit usually begins with a cue. An alarm going off would trigger you into jumping out of bed. Feeling bloated after dinner would trigger you into going for a walk around the block. Sometimes, maybe. When you work from home, you have fewer cues to rely on to trigger you into work. So this is where you have to get creative and proactively create your own cues. One thing that I always look forward to is having breakfast in the morning. I'll usually eat a satiating breakfast and take a mindful moment. And then, when I'm satisfied, I know that it's time to launch myself into work. So instead of looking forward to working in the morning, which, I mean, blah, who does, unless you're a workaholic? What I look forward to instead is breakfast, because it's consistent, it's actionable, and honestly, never fails. I always look forward to eating breakfast. And then after I'm done, I know it's time to get into work. And it's gone to the point now where the two are inseparable to me. It's automatic. Breakfast, work, breakfast, work. I can't have one without the other. And it's my way of tricking my brain into embracing a habit. Okay, so those are my 5 productivity hacks for creative people. Now I want to know what you think. Which one of the hacks did you like the most? And which did you not like, if there were any? I tried to be thoughtful about what I shared with you, and I didn't want to just feed, the same old, turn off your phone. So yeah, I would love to hear what you think. And if you could leave a comment, that'd be super awesome. Of course, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification if you haven't already. And I'll see you in my next video.